I'm not sure anyone should have expected anything different than what happened last night. How this was some shock to the media is perplexing to me. Mr. Trump's debate performance was a virtual carbon copy of his debate performances, going all the way back to the 2015 Republican primary. He did nothing different. But when you take three 70-year-old men who primarily live on the East Coast and put them on stage after 9 p.m., they're going to find something to argue about. Has anybody ever been to a moose lodge? Does nobody out there have grandfathers? Or uncles? You see, this is what the media wanted you to see, but truthfully, this is what the world saw. This is what everyone else saw. Mr. Burns versus Herbert from Family Guy, moderated by Mr. Mackey from South Park. This is exactly what they're going to, quote unquote, perceive. But the real thing that people have missed is this. Nobody in the media said, what should we think about this? Or what should we think about that? The only thing they said was, what are people supposed to feel about this? And that's the real key. And MSNBC, Nicole Wallace, told you what you should feel. Quote unquote, Trump's debate performance felt like an assault. I'll say this again. Nicole Wallace from MSNBC, her first reaction. Trump's debate performance felt like an assault. See, she said that because of the constant interrupting. I don't know what planet this woman lives on, but anybody who's ever seen two men of that age talk about things they disagree about, it's a solid shout fest. Did they think there was going to be some thoughtful, introspective analysis of the topics of the day? Really? Really? Has Biden ever been that guy? Has Trump ever been that guy? Absolutely not. It doesn't matter what your politics are, who you agree with or don't agree with. What happened last night was very predictable. And to see their shock and awe at it is really somewhat perplexing unless something else is afoot. Now, let me read some quotes from Miss Wallace, just so nobody accuses me of misquoting her. Quote, Trump did not act as a debater. Donald Trump was the abuser. End quote. This is what Nicole Wallace from MSNBC said. Donald Trump was the abuser, declaring Trump was, quote unquote, cheating throughout the debate with Joe Biden. Now, the syntax and the vocabulary here is very, very important. Quote, I've participated in debate negotiations. There are rules. Donald Trump didn't follow them. Quote, I wonder very seriously whether conversations are being had among the subsequent moderators about what to do with an abusive participant. Donald Trump abused the process. And she goes on further. Men and women, I think, will react to this very differently. I think in the face of abuse, there is just a human instinct to defend. So I think men might feel like Joe Biden missed an opportunity to punch back. I think women might have appreciated that this didn't descend into pure violence. And here's where she goes off the rails. It felt like an assault on our senses. It felt like an assault on our presidential campaign process. It felt like another assault on our politics because that's what it was. Do you see the words she's using here? She's literally giving up the game. These people do not want the American people to think, to use their brain, to be able to put aside all of the bluster and all the nonsense and hear what's being said. All they want is people to feel. Which brings me, and this is the first thing that popped into my head when I saw this, was a scene from this movie Fight Club back in '99, where Tyler Durden and his alternate ego were sitting in the bathroom having a conversation with themselves. If anybody's seen the movie, they know what I'm talking about. It's one guy literally having a split personality moment, where he says, "We're a generation of men raised by women. I'm wondering if another woman is really the answer we need." Meaning these guys are having a conversation about, getting a girlfriend or having a spouse or having some type of a relationship. And you can see this undertone throughout the entire movie about how they see the feminization of men. And this was way back in '99. This was 21 years ago. And this came to mind as well. This is Juvenal, a Roman poet. Plays, farces, spectacles, gladiators, strange beasts, medals, pictures, and other such opiates. These were for ancient peoples the bait towards slavery, the price of their liberty, the instruments of tyranny. You see, all of those things that he listed are meant to evoke a feeling. None of those things evoke thought. And to continue from Juvenal, already long ago, from when we sold our vote to no man, the people have abdicated our duties for the people who once upon a time handed out military command, high civil office, legions, everything now restrains itself and anxiously hopes for just two things, bread and circuses, two things designed to evoke feeling. The evil was not in the bread and circuses per se, but in the willingness of the people to sell their rights as free men for full bellies and the excitement of the games, which would serve to distract them from the other human hungers, which bread and circuses can never appease. This is Marcus Tullius Cicero, expounding on Juvenal. Now think of that in this context, because we included this in yesterday's video for a reason. I had noticed that there has been this, what seems like, organized, orchestrated, concerted effort around the president to place appeasing-looking women in positions of power. Whether it's coming from him or coming from someone else, it's very clear. It's very clear what's happening, that there may be some type of an effort out there to rein in the savage beast, so to speak, that this might be the case. And I wouldn't be surprised one bit if this woman right here at the top wasn't part of it. Because of all the people on this page, she's the smartest. By far, including the president, unfortunately. She's a sharp cat. She's a sharp cookie, and I'm wondering if maybe Melania might have some role in this as well. Because women have done this for a long time. And I'm not saying all women are evil, because they're not. But there are some that know, at a deeper level, what their simple presence and influence can do around men. And to see Nicole Wallace's revulsion at two elderly men arguing over politics, shows something clear about their state of mind over there on the left. Now I'd like to leave this video with an image, because Nicole Wallace said something at the very bottom here that I think is very important. I'm going to read it again. She said, quote, "Men and women, I think, will react to this very differently. I think in the face of abuse, there's just a human instinct to defend. So I think men might feel like Joe Biden missed opportunities to punch back. I think women might have appreciated that this didn't descend into pure violence." Wait a minute. Is she cisgendering everybody? Is she saying that because you're born one way, you're going to react this way, and you're born another way, you're going to react this other way? Where are the gender warriors Why aren't they taking her to task with this? That quote unquote men are this and women are that. See, isn't that their mantra over there, that we shouldn't be labeling people who are just born a certain way, a certain thing? But here's the image I want to leave you with. This is an image that most men will react one way to, and most women will react another way to. Now, given that my audience, and I know this by the analytics, is about 80%, I'll explain this. Most men will see this and go, oh, it's Donald Trump and his daughter. But women, when they look at pictures like this, they look one level deeper. They see the placement of his left hand, they see the body language, they see the look on his face, and they think, this seems a little too cozy, a little too unnatural. Something's weird here. Men don't see this right away. And this is just a really good image. Now, I'm not taking the president to task on this. It's just a great example about how some people react initially with emotion and some react with just simple thought. And there's times that both are appropriate and times when both are inappropriate. But this is really the underlying subtext of the political argument that we're having in this country that people are missing. If you're going to make decisions based on your emotions, we're going to go down one path. If you're going to make decisions based on thought, you're going to go down another. And you're never going to get those two things to marry up. You're never going to get those two things to agree, because the heart wants what the heart wants and the mind wants what the mind wants. And that's the real war here. That is the real war. And this woman said something that accidentally gives up that game. What am I supposed to think? No, what am I supposed to feel? That's their key, right there. And I'll let you guys have the rest of your day. God bless, like, share, subscribe. We will see you next time.